Welcome back, everyone. Dustin here again, Average Guy Hi-Fi, with another video that's actually pretty special to me. I don't know if you guys have been following this channel, but Klipsch Synergy was kind of my foot in the door when it comes to this audio hobby. I told this story before, but when I think I was probably around 17, 18, I ran across a set of kind of beat up Klipsch F3 towers. That's the dual 8-inch Synergy line, and it had a C2 center channel, and it had I can't even remember what the surrounds were, but it also had a Klipsch subwoofer with the foot broke off. But, you know, at that age, I didn't have a whole lot of money, so I was kind of working, trying to figure out how to get in there and purchase this set. And I think at the time, many moons ago, it was probably around $300. And then I finally saved up enough money, went in there, and bought them. And it was kind of been a real slippery slope ever since. But what I'm sitting next to here is a set of Klipsch Synergy speakers. These are the smaller ones compared to the F3s that I had. I picked these up off of Craigslist for $200 for the 7 speakers, which is a very good deal. And what they consist of is basically right here is the tower. So like I mentioned, these are the smaller Synergy towers. And what Synergy would be in line with today's Klipsch lineup would be the reference, not the reference Premier. That would have been more in line with the Klipsch reference, the original reference speakers. I know it could be a little bit confusing, but basically these have the plastic woofers, more of like their entry-level style speakers. But again, I thought they sounded fantastic, especially the first time I ever heard them. So I won't give you all the specs. I'll put them all in the description like I normally do. But these F1 tower speakers are a front ported. I'll show you the front port when I'm showing you guys the video. They're front ported tower speakers. They have a 1-inch Tractrix aluminum tweeter, and they have a 6.5-inch kind of a plastic woofer there. And you kind of spin it around the back. Not much to see on the back. You can't see it in the video, but they have 5-way binding posts and the little Klipsch badge. So that's the tower there. And the set came with 2 towers. And it also came with a center channel speaker here, which is these ones I can show you a little closer here. This right here is the Klipsch C1 center channel. This one has a 3/4-inch aluminum tweeter with the Tractrix horn style or waveguide, whatever you guys want to call it. I would say out of the set, this is probably the weak link. I know I've been harping on this for a long time with you guys, but the center channel is the most important speaker. So if you're out there shopping for these speakers on the secondhand market, the reason I wanted to jump in this set, first of all, is because they're readily available on the secondhand market. If you go on your OfferUps, your Craigslist, Facebook marketplaces, and just type in Klipsch, I'm sure you'll run across some Synergy. I think they were selling them at the Best Buys, they were selling them at Circuit Cities. So this was their mass-produced lineup. I think at the time, this really kind of got the name out there and made Klipsch kind of more of like a name brand. It's been around much longer than that, but I think the mass market, they couldn't afford the big Klipsch horns and all the speakers that I love that I don't have room for. But this right here was kind of a set that was geared more towards the home theater enthusiast on a budget. So right here is the S1 surround sound speaker. And it has a 4-inch woofer, the same as the Klipsch C1, and it has the same tweeter, the 3/4-inch aluminum tweeter with the Tractrix waveguides or horns there. And the back's pretty basic. This has your binding posts, and it also has some nice metal keyholes there, so you can mount them on a wall. And so I came with 2 of those, 2 of the surrounds, and center channel, the 2 towers, and it also came with these. Which this right here is another 3/4-inch aluminum tweeter with a 5.25-inch woofer. So they have different woofers. The center channel has 4-inch woofers. The S1 surrounds have 4-inch woofers. This one right here has the 5.25-inch woofer, and then the towers have the 6.5-inch woofer. And again, if you guys follow this channel, you'll know I think the sweet spot for the Klipsch lineup is the 6.5. Just for whatever reason, usually when the Klipsch comes out with their lineup, you can get a center channel to match your tower. So you can go with the RP towers with dual 6.5s, and you can get the matching center channel. So it's all 6.5-inch woofers across the front. So again, I picked this setup. The one they're not in perfect shape. I'll kind of show you there. You know, it's got the usual stuff for used speakers. The corner's got a couple little dings on them. The main thing that was wrong with this set is that one of the speaker grills on the B2s was totally shattered, so I ended up throwing it away. So the new owner of this set's going to end up with all the speaker grills, the speakers, but they'll be missing the speaker grill for one of the bookshelves here. So I'll put all the specs of all the speakers down there below so they're easily searchable. But what I'll do is I'll pop over there and I'll show you guys Ready Player One. Again, that race scene is a good indicator. I'm not going to hook the surrounds, the S1s up, because I just don't have the speaker wire run for a 7-channel right now. So I'm just running a 5-channel. I listened to both for this review. I preferred, with my space, having the bookshelves instead of the S1s, where the 2 tweeters out there. I like the more direct sound just because my room's a little bit small. I think the person that ends up buying the set off me, I'll sell it for what I paid for it again, which is $200. Hopefully they can use those surrounds, what they're intended for, to be like the rear surrounds. That's ideally what they'd be used for. You can use them as regular surrounds too, but anyway. All right, let's go over there. I'll show you guys a little bit of a brief clip. This is going to get me copyrighted. All my videos are getting copyrighted, but I'm just continue to plug ahead. I keep getting subscribers, and you guys are liking the content, so I'll just keep going. Here we go. Let's go check them out. Okay, everyone, we got the 5 Klipsch speakers all set up. Right there is kind of the arrangement. Those KEFs are unplugged currently. That's probably going to be my new LCR, so stay tuned for that video. But we are just running them in 5-channel configuration for the moment. So we have the bookshelves just sitting on my normal speaker stands. I put the surrounds up there just so you can see them, but they're not attached. And then we have the F1s over here. Kind of show you close up there. And the nice thing about these F1s, again, is that they're front ported, so you can actually kind of tuck them up against a wall a little bit better than you can some tower speakers that are rear ported, so you don't end up with a boomy bass. Right there is the C1 center channel. Here is the other F1 tower speaker. And then again, the bookshelf speaker, which is plugged in, and the surround, which is the B2 bookshelf speakers, and then the S1 surround sound speakers. I actually had the surround sound speakers, the S1s hooked up as well too, but I preferred the direct, kind of the direct path that the bookshelves gave me in the main listening position. Ideally, somebody's going to buy this set and use those surrounds as the surround rears. But here we go. This is, again, one of my go-tos here. This is Ready Player One, the race scene. So I'll just kind of show you at moderate volumes here so you can see.
License scan over standard frame.
No, not the bike. Forget the bike. The girl. I think it's Artemis.
The Artemis? The sixer fixer?
I've seen all her walkthroughs, her Twitch streams. It's her. It's definitely her.
Like I mentioned in all my videos, I really want you guys to kind of get out there and listen to speakers whenever you have the chance. But sometimes buying speakers on the used market, you just don't have that opportunity. Coming from a guy that's been buying used speakers for 20 years roughly. So I like to show that little bit of a sound demo. It's going through my microphone, through your phone speakers, all this. So it's not a great representation, not a good representation even when it comes to the sound reproduction that's happening in my room. But I like to show that little walk around, let you guys hear them. just because it kind of breaks up the videos a little bit more. But all my videos that I do that in, they get copyrighted, struck down, all that type of stuff. So I'll have to come up with a solution to that eventually. Otherwise, this channel is just costing me money. And eventually one day it would be awesome if I can monetize it, and I still have a job and all that stuff, and that's why I'm able to do this stuff, buy it with my money and review it and give you guys my honest opinion. So I do like having that little section of the videos in there, but at some point I'm gonna have to come up with a better solution where hopefully, because I have millions of views at this point in time, so it's like the channel keeps growing, all that stuff. I'm not making any money. In fact, this channel is actually costing me money, but I have fun doing it, and I think that's why you guys kind of stick around. I'm not just given speakers. I'm starting to get offered speakers to review, which is pretty crazy, from manufacturers. I just got to come up with a way to do that that is in line with what I want for the channel. But anyway, kind of rambling on here. So now we're on to my favorite part of the videos, where I give you guys my honest impressions of 5 categories. We go off of the quality, we go off the sound, we go off the MSRP rating, we go off of the aesthetics, we go off of the my price paid, and we average those out, and I give you guys the average guy hi-fi score. So I'll just jump right into it. From a quality perspective, I gave them a 7 out of 10. These are very nice quality speakers considering the MSRP. Like, there's nothing really that you can buy from Klipsch that's in line with these, besides the reference, the Klipsch reference speakers with the plastic, not the cerametallic woofers. That's what these would be, the kind of like what you would have bought if you were in that price range. But $1,200 for 2 tower speakers, a center channel speaker, 2 bookshelf speakers, and 2 surround sound speakers from a manufacturer like Klipsch is pretty good deal there. The speakers that would be really in line with this set would be the Polk monitors, which I've already done a video of those as well too. So, if you go to Circuit Cities back in the day, the Best Buys, places like that, the big box stores, these would be speakers that'd be kind of sitting next to each other. But these have nice, sturdy cabinets. You knock on them, there's not a lot of resonance. Very well thought out. I do, like I mentioned, I like the fact that the towers were front ported, so you can kind of push them up against a little bit of against the wall a little bit if you have a little bit smaller room like I do. The things that they kind of lack in, I would say, is the way that the laminate is adhered to the cabinets over time. That's starting to peel a little bit when I see used deals out there on the Klipsch Synergy lineup. The speaker grills are a little bit on the flimsy side as well too, but that's kind of expected. When you buy speakers like that, you're not getting the really nice magnetic grills. You're not getting a few different things, nicer binding posts, a little bit sturdier cabinets, things like that. 7 out of 10 when it comes to quality. Very good for the price point. When it comes to sound, I gave them an 8.5 out of 10. Very good score there. They're super dynamic. They're really at home in a home theater system. When I say dynamics, I mean that they can hit the kind of the peaks of the frequency range relatively easy and consistently. The things that I would tell you about these speakers are they are a tad on the bright side. And when you read the forums, there's many people out there that just regurgitate what other people have said. Klipsch are very bright. They lack a mid bass, things like that. But this set actually kind of does suffer from that a little bit. They are a little bit on the tad bright side, so they need a little bit of a taming. The mid bass is lacking a little bit, so you need to try to really get your subwoofers dialed in to try to make up where they're lacking in that range. But if you spend time dialing them in, getting them properly positioned, they'll give you really good sound for the price. And that Polk monitor series, they're going to be competing directly with that lineup, and they're kind of in line with the MSRP and all that stuff as well too. So speaking of MSRP, I gave them a 9 out of 10 when it comes to that. This is walking into one of those big box stores, and it's a rough idea of the MSRP. I couldn't find the exact numbers of everything, but I got it pretty close there. $1,200 for 2 towers, a center channel, 2 bookshelf speakers, 2 surround sound speakers from a brand like Klipsch is a very good deal. And that's why they rated so high there. They would compete directly with that Klipsch or that Polk monitor lineup, and they would have been sitting next to each other, so you can kind of do some A/B testing if you're in the big box stores, if you at least have ones that are all hooked up and everything. So, but a very good score there. Nowadays, to try to do the same type of system with the Klipsch reference, not the Klipsch reference Premier, is going to be around the $1,500 range, $1,600 range, with the prices kind of going up. But 9 out of 10 when it comes to the MSRP rating. Good score, good quality speakers, and like I mentioned, it's a very good set of speakers to try to get your foot in the door. It'll get you a lot of what these more expensive speakers will kind of get you to, but they do lack in certain areas, and that's obviously to be expected there. When it comes to the aesthetics, I gave them a 7.5 out of 10. I like the looks of them. I think they have a kind of a modern, clean style look to them, but they're just a little bit industrial, I'm thinking, for some people, with that black and gray trim and the gray woofers and things like that, but I kind of like it. It's got a pretty modern flair to it. So, it's a love it or hate it. The Polk, the reason I keep mentioning the Polk monitors, because they're very similar when it comes to how they look, how they were priced, how they sound, and that's going to come down to personal preference. The Polks and the Klipsch, again, you're going to go listen to them. Hopefully you can choose the right ones that you think sound the best to you, but luckily they're pretty close, unless you're just super sitting there comparing them side by side, but most of us don't really have that option. So again, 7.5 when it comes out of the 7.5 out of 10 when it comes to the aesthetics. Good looking speakers, but they're not going to like knock your socks off or anything like that. When it comes to my price paid, another 9. $200 on Craigslist for 7 Klipsch speakers that are relatively in good shape, minus the fact that one of the grills was broken on the bookshelves. That's why I started this channel, is to kind of highlight deals like this for people out there that have relatively small budgets. It's fun to go in the forums and look at these people that have $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 in speakers in their rooms, but truth be told, especially with the economy not doing so hot, I think that's why this channel has been working, is because you can still have really good sound when it comes to speakers that are built on a budget. In the used market, that's $1,200 set of speakers, and I got it for $200, so 6 times is what the MSRP would have cost compared to what I paid. That's a huge difference. So 9 out of 10 when it comes to my price paid. I've had better deals over the years, but that's kind of near the top. So we got 7 out of 10 when it comes to the quality. We've got 8.5 out of 10 when it comes to the sound. We've got 9 out of 10 when it comes to the MSRP. We have 7.5 out of 10 when it comes to the aesthetics, and 9 out of 10 when it comes to my price paid. That's a 41 out of 50, which is an 82% average guy HiFi score. Again, I was super excited to get that set. It kind of brought me back. In fact, one of the stories was I had friends that lived on the lake back in the day, and we were doing like a 4th of July party, and I brought a pair of my Synergy F3s over and a Harman Kardon receiver, and I put them, kind of spread them out a little bit, aimed towards the water. We left it just rocking for way too long. In fact, we all fell asleep, got a little too drunk, I would say would be the best description there. But with those things just blaring, and the neighbor was not happy about that. So that's my bad. That's what happens when you're in your early 20s, I think. But that's kind of brings me back to those type of memories where I could have a house party and those things would just rock. It would just rock. No subwoofer needed. And this Synergy lineup was just a really good value proposition for the time. So, that's kind of it. 82% average guy HiFi. They're not going to be like the best of all time. They're not going to be the worst, but they're really good for people out there that want to fill a large space with dynamic sound. They're just not quite as refined as like something like this. So that's the 82% good score there. Not the best, not the worst, but the reason I set these KEF R3s there is I'm a little bit of a Klipsch fanboy. In fact, I don't know if you can see it over there, but I got my RP 600s behind me. Fantastic bookshelf speakers, but I've really been enjoying my time with these KEF R3s. So kind of changed my mind on a few things there that I had preconceived notions going into it. But being able to compare these to those Klipsch bookshelf speakers, even though they're like 3 times as much money, roughly, has been kind of a fun thing for me. So upcoming will be a review on these R3s. I actually ended up picking up 3 of them for my LCRs, and I picked up a pair of Rel Predator subwoofers, which I watched Dune with my brother and my nephew over a couple days ago, and it's just a kind of next level. But again, that's why I do this channel. Obviously, it depends on everybody's individual budgets. I'm hoping to try to save you guys some money out there. My Facebook page, Average Guy HiFi, has been going crazy, so please help me support that. Like my page, and then start posting deals on there. I want that to kind of be like a rolling blue book. If you have a good deal in your neighborhood that you can't grab, post it on that Facebook page, and then maybe somebody else will be able to grab it. It's kind of a small community. I've sold speakers and bought speakers from people multiple times over the years, and it's like, hey, I think I recognize you. Oh yeah, you bought the Martin Logan ESLs off me. oh, how you still like, like that type of thing. And I'm thinking that that would be awesome if we can kind of turn that into just a bargain hunters page where people out there to share the deals so somebody else can grab it if you're not right at the opportunity or if you don't really need them. So please like that page. I'm not really a big Facebook guy, but I think that that's a good use for that page there, is to try to share deals like that. And to all you out there that are making comments on my channel telling me deals that you're doing, please do that. Let me know what kind of Synergy deals you guys have gotten out there. And that helps kind of the beginners out there or people that are just in the market to try to get an idea of what they're like finding deals out there, roughly what things are in their market. All markets are a little bit different. So that's kind of the reason I wanted to start this channel. And actually, even with my lack of activity, which I apologize for, but my work is keeping me very busy. So please subscribe to the channel, like the Facebook page, share deals, all that. That would be really, really helpful to me. So again, my name is Dustin. The name of the channel is Average Guy Hi-Fi. I really appreciate all the support everyone's been giving me out there.